welcome. In this video, we will explain the functionality and demonstrate how to edit CEI. CEI is a data table program that enables casino operators to show totals from progressives and play game theme specific animations. When using CEI, never close the program. If closed, only animations will display on the meter. When launched, the CEI GUI will default to the Network Configuration tab. In looking at this page and starting from the top, the output type will always be player. Next, we have our network settings. Here we have two types. Standalone, when selected, will update the local player. Networked, when selected, it will update the network controller. For EGM products, always use networked. To access the CEI, press the Windows key. Locate the CoolSign folder. Click on the down arrow. Scroll down to the casino interface icon and double-click using your mouse. Allow to open. As shown in the user interface, there are three tabs. File, this is used to allow you to configure CEI or quit the program. Tools, allows the user to simulate values if needed. This setting is disabled until you select simulation when configuring your progressive. And lastly, help. This tab shows what versions of CEI you are using. Now, let's look into our Files tab. Click the File tab from the choices. Select Configure. Observe, the CEI configuration wizard appears. Here you have two tabs. One for network configuration. This tab shows the network path CEI will use to communicate. The next tab will be the Progressive Configuration tab. As you can see here, this is where we can create our progressives. Click Progressive Configurations. Starting from the top left, we can see the progressives CoolSign is currently using. In this field, you can have more than one progressive, but as a suggestion, remove all unused progressives. Below this, you have the ability to add a new progressive, remove an old progressive, export as well as import new progressives. This shall be demonstrated later in the video. As a suggestion, for progressive names, always use the game theme name. Moving over to the right, the following fields will need to be reviewed. Progressive name, this field should auto-populate. Controller type, here we need to determine what type progressive controller we are using. Lastly, COM port. CoolSign will not allow a user to duplicate a port, so if you have more than one progressive configured, each will use a separate COM port. As a demonstration, I will add a progressive, select a controller type and assign a COM port using port number 11003. Based on the configurations of the new progressive, I received an error from CEI stating 11003 is already used. Now I will just use 11004. Then click OK. Because I know the port number we assigned to the EGM is 11003 during my setup, I have to use this port for the progressive we just created. To do this, highlight the progressive name you are removing. Scroll to the Remove button and click it. Continue doing this until all unused progressives have been removed. Now we can use the desired port, and once we click OK, we will also notice on the CEI interface only has the one data table showing. The only thing remaining will be checking to ensure we have our content pointing to the right data table. This is a very simple process. Based on content, we need to identify all content that has a meter. Within Network Manager, click the Content tab. Select the content and double-click it to open. If there is a dynamic data tab, this is an indication. A data tab will need to be associated. As shown, here is the dynamic data tab. Click on it. Now I can see what table the content is pointing to. Since there is only one, this is a given. But if there was more than one, the way to identify the content is pointing to the right table. Just review the values that are shown in the window next to the level. Note, to identify if more than one data table exists, press and hold the Control key on the keyboard, then click on the arrow by the current table showing. If there are others, you will see them all now. To learn more about CEI and how it works, refer to the CoolSign service manual. Thank you for learning with us.